Sri Lankan president in with an express and the Times of India. Actually, a major issue had been Tamil reconciliation. That is the yesterday also we spoke. Indian government is sensitive to all the communities which are living in Sri Lanka. That is a major issue, and so the terminal Colombo port by Adani, 500 megawatt wind power project in northeastern Mannar and Ponniyin. So immediately after taking power, he has come to India. That is a very important thing, and it is very, particularly for South India, it's quite a significant thing. There could be a relook at the issues, but sovereignty of Sri Lanka would be a major question for them. This is attracted the front page. So India announced it would convert loans given to Sri Lanka into grants for railway signaling systems, and 26 million grant to settle payment for the project already completed. And again, there is a message by Foreign Secretary that indicated the statement by Sri Lankan President could have a bearing on Sri Lanka's clearance of foreign vessels, particularly Chinese ships. That becomes a major hindering to India and Sri Lanka. But you understand the hands are extended, but there is still a issue of China between Sri Lanka and India. So that is the major issue. Sri Lanka is also trying for. So there are other issues related to the continental shelf that you can go through it. It's very important the point of Sri Lanka, and for Indian point of view, it has no value. But you can go through this. Yeah, actually, we are in the 75th year of adoption of Indian Constitution. There will be a question on the Constituent Assembly debate. I am predicting a question over there. Also, the basic structure of the Constitution, there will be a question. So fundamentals of the Constitution you should be thorough with. So this article, three of them are here. One is of first is of Hindu, the other two is of Indian Express. Hindus almost it speaks about the discussion element. So there have been dark moments, but the bigger picture is still offers the strongest possible ethos of secular pluralistic progressive nation. So both the parties calling each other names is akin to pot calling the kettle black. So we don't have a choice. So this article is critical of the political parties in criticizing each other. That's one thing. That second article is about is of Yogendra Yadav, the leading academician actually. There is a speak about. I think the letters aren't much clear, but you can read through the Chennai Express. So there could be question on the union versus federal question could be a attraction, because that has been discussed for the last few years, and I don't think there will be a question on the secularism. That question I don't think so. This article is directly about the how Indian the Indian Constitution. What are the facets that India had taken from various constitution? That itself is a good 20-mark question. Good 20-mark question. That's very that underlines the significance of India having a 75-year-old constitution. So, what are from which country's constitution they had taken? What are the major elements of Indian constitution that you can go through it? parliamentary procedure from UK, federalism from Canada. So many other things are there. So that you have to get it. So this is the this is the point they're making. Political differences should not be cause of animosity. Animosity is this hatred thing, hate and hatred. So religion has been it gives a kind of a, I must say, a commentary over the parliamentary discussion on Indian constitution. It has taken a critical view of the discussion. They're saying Congress cannot dismiss the BJP's role in safeguarding the constitution during the emergency. There's a major point that has been part of that. So there is opinion about secularism also. So these are the important leaders mentioned by Prime Minister Modi in the discussions. K. Munshi, P.T. Tandon, Pattabi Sitaramayya, Sambu Mandara Ramanur Logi among them. So you have to read these personalities' contribution to Indian Constitution. K. Munshi, P.T. Tandon, Pattabi Sitaramayya, and other leaders. So I hope you are noting it down. So these are the important leaders, though they are Congress leaders, that they have a liberal view on religion. So these four leaders, you have to mark it down under contribution within constitution. You have to read it. So this is a very important thing for your mains examination. Also for the interview, it would be helpful. These leaders are very, very important. I mentioned by the Prime Minister. So this is greenwashing Indian Railways. It's about how to bring the, making railways greener. It takes a critical view of mission 100% electrification. That's what it says. It's basically a mirage, it says. And it gives a wonderful background of railways. Thermal, how 50% is thermal. Earnings are equally great. And then there is India has more than 4,000 diesel locomotives. Locomotive is an engine, nothing but that. And the financial daily that 2,500 diesel locomotives are proposed to be retired, but the rest of them are to be going to scrap yard. So that the old engineer is saying the old is gold and we cannot do away with the old engines. So railways mission is sterling example of what happens when headline grabbing slogan promoting vanity projects. So the entire reserve is critical about impossibility of doing away and the sanity in proposing such question. So he's a former railroad member, so that's how the question has become more relevant. You can go through this. It's a beautiful essay on railways. It's a very important essay also. Yeah. This is about the GST rate must be higher on sugar beverages. You can go through. It has not changed for 9 years, and GST. So the tobacco and other taxes have to improve. That's the that. So they're proposing 40% increase in them, and ad valorem tax and others. That the value. Ad valorem is at the value. So these are the major things. A green hydrogen financing challenge. So this is the future. Hydrogen fuel is the future of a lot of automotive technologies. So zero emission by 2070. That's the target India is having. So we can go through what is green hydrogen idea. I'm yet to come across the policies of the government of India, but you have to go through this. What is the plan of India in producing hydrogen fuel? This says 5 million metric tons of MMT. See, as I was saying, this articles will give you one liner, two liner about the entire background, which is more important for us. So with this lead, you can find out what is the target of government of India in producing green energy, and what are the forums involved in it, what are the institutions being developed, What is the plan in future? What are the advantages, disadvantages? This is the line you have to always take. What is the status of government? I mean, which organization they are collaborating with? What are the major issues? What is the target? What is the plan? This is how you have to work. So this is an entire analysis. You can go through this. And there are several things part of hydrogen fuel. What are the challenges in it, and what are the other countries are doing. But as a developing nation, we also have a different kind of set of problem when it comes to now only we are moving to electric vehicles. Now again, it comes to hydrogen vehicles. The entire automotive, as I was saying, automobile engineering had to go for a change. The electrolyzers cost, proton exchange membrane system, financial viability becomes even more challenging. That technology is, maybe 2000. So there are several things part of it. Even electric fuels are, that's fuels that batteries are very costly, rechargeable batteries are very costly, and the environmental friendliness of the electric batteries. So there are a lot of questions were there. So India would have to look, you know, yeah, this is what it says that international collaboration must move beyond aspirational agreements to tackle practical market making challenges. Establishing standardized carbon intensity and hydrogen origin certificate can facilitate that. These are all the various things that they are regularly suggestive of, actually. Multi-pronged approach to de-risk investment. Second, basically it speaks of finance only. So the technology is huge cost, and then now India is going to manage. That's the matter. This you can read it. Yeah, this is about the interesting essay in, it's about having only 50% of female in Jammu and Kashmir. Unemployment is high. There are several factors to it. The culture plays a major role in the weather around and education. There are several things for to a larger family to look after. There are several things to do. But they got their own factors and other things. How much they have gone into the deep that nobody understands. So, and this you can go through how the for the unemployment as well as the among the women, in general. Also, the focus is on the Jammu and Kashmir. You can go through this interesting essay. That will be helpful, but you have to have your own opinion on unemployment and considering the region too. You should have to discuss with this such things. We can have a discussion forum also for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You can have your own discussion. You can use your Google to support your argument, and then that you can have a 15 minutes of Google search, and then all of you can share your opinion. That could be a good discussion. So Lani, now you can go through geography. The basics are given. This I've been seeing. I think in Indian Express also produced this essay. So why? What is the procedure to remove 124 and 127? By the we have already seen these points. You can go through this. Majority of the total members of the house, and by majority of not less than two-thirds of members of that house present voting in the same session. So, as we already knew that there is no definition for the brute misbehavior or incapacity. So these are the two things which underscores. And Rajan, we know already has written a lot of essays over it. Yeah. This is Uniform Civil Code, as I've been saying. So there is a problem of Uniform Civil Code, but you have to take a government view only. Government is going in favor of Uniform Civil Code. So Ambedkar was against it, so this you can go through. There is a discussion on Nehru also. It's a good essay for you to read. Uh, I'm leaving it to you. Not much of relevance to exam, but if anyone wants to read, they can read it. It's about Jawaharlal Nehru in Hindu. It is. Yeah. This for the first time in 2024 merchandise deficit record. Either imports had gone higher. That is a major issue. Merchandise export plummet 4.83 touch 25-month low. These are bound to happen at this point of time. So we'll have to wait after the December to go. So this we can give a reading and forget. So there's another point I want to say about Labour Committee asked for minimum pension. They're insisting on 1,000 rupees per month on the PF actually. So this kind of things keep happening. Such requests come and go. This we can go through. So that's all from me today. Best wishes.